At all times. Touch gloves. Good luck to both of you.
Ingo Barabbas of Germany, who has the reputation of being a no-nonsense referee. So, experience against youth. Mohammedi's got some 278 professional rounds under his belt. WBA Continental Super Middleweight belt is at stake. And Shishkin, the taller man, with Vladimir around his waistband. WBA Super Champion, of course, is Callum Smith, who recently had that spectacular win in Jeddah against George Groves in the World Boxing Super Series Super Middleweight final. And the regular champion, Rocky Fielding, who has an engagement against a certain Canelo Alvarez in December. Madison Square Garden for Rocky.
What a fantastic opportunity for him. And this is another great opportunity for Shishkin here, because he's up against Mohammedi, who, even though he's maybe on the tail end of his career, he still comes to win, and he's so awkward. He's a real ungainly style, so he's hard to read. He's hard to read his attacks. So he's going to be at his very best here.
Had a good win in March against former European champion Hadillah Mohammedi, did Nadjib. And then he pushed, as I said, Fedor Chudinov very, very close indeed. Split, wasn't a split, it was a majority points decision to be precise when they met in Moscow.
Good jab there from Shishkin. You can see already that's the weapon for him.
Box.
A nice solid long left jab.
Got a bit of a reach advantage, stands 6'1" against Mohammedi's 5'11 and a half.
Just got to keep moving the head when he throws it, because Mohammedi he throws from a low stance. Yeah, good left also there again from Shishkin.
Stop! Keep your head up. Box!
Shishkin's best win, arguably, against Sergei Kamitsky. Beat him in 7 rounds in May. Only been a professional since 2016 against Mohammedi, who's been in the paid ranks now for 13 years. Good jab. You seem to have been talking about Nadjib Mohammedi for
yeah, it's right.
forever.
Break! Stop! Okay? Box!
Well, I told you Ingo Barabbas didn't stand for any nonsense. You certainly know that he's making a decision.
Oh, nice left hook there from Shishkin. He stands a little bit tall, but that's his style, so he has to fight that way. So just got to be nice and neat with his attacks. Straight down the line, everything. Straight left, straight right. Never lose that shape. Against someone like Mohammedi, you'll find the gaps with those unorthodox punches up with those screw shots with the left hand. So you've got to be neat and tidy. Elbows tucked in nice and tight, which for the most part Shishkin is, to be fair.
Well, interesting opening round.
No punches.
Main event fighters arriving. Zolani Tete walking in just a little bit earlier on. Mikhail Aloyan, who's going to be up against him in our main event tonight in the bantamweight division, quarter-final of this World Boxing Super Series for the wonderful Muhammad Ali Trophy. Better part of 11,000 fans in the arena now for a big night of boxing here in Yekaterinburg. A few still will make their way in for the top contests, but we've got a good one here. Shishkin against Mohammedi.
Box!
How did you score the opening round, Barry?
I just give it to Shishkin. I think he had just a cleaner work. Again, we talk about technique, and just sometimes when you use the basic techniques and you're clean and clear, it sometimes notices more than some of the unorthodox work of Mohammedi. And he finished it good as well with a lovely little right combination to Shishkin.
Mohammedi always a difficult man to tie down. He has plenty of movement. And good balance as well. And
he comes back with the punch every time he rolls or he always comes back with a left or a right hand, so you always have to be aware.
Referee just reminding him not to roll too low.
Just the battle of the jabs at the minute, which Shishkin's slightly winning.
Stop! Keep your head up. Box!
That's what he needs to do now, Shishkin. Just keep firing that jab out and force Mohammedi to make a mistake. Force him to overreach with his attacks. Make him panic like he's behind because he's being peppered with jabs all the time. And he'll take a risk, and then you fire that right hand over the top.
Maybe Mohammedi psychologically just feeling that he's got to force it and look to be dominating the fight, the one controlling the fight if he's got to win against a Russian here in Yekaterinburg. Shouldn't be the case, of course, but home advantage can count.
Yeah, but he's being out-jabbed at the minute. That's all. They're both just throwing jabs for the most part. And Shishkin is a better jab than Mohammedi, so he has to find something else.
Shishkin does look very much physically the bigger man. Almost got in with that chopping right hand.
Right! Step back!
And there, that punch stat, you see, suggesting that Shishkin is
Stop!
outlanding Mohammedi significantly in these early stages of this WBA Continental Super Middleweight fight.
I think just before the referee said break, I think Mohammedi took a lovely little short right hand there from Shishkin.
Watch your head!
Well, felt the weight of it.
Yeah, I think he's a little bit unsteady on his legs.
Stop! Stop! Obey my commands, okay? Keep your head up. Box!
Well, Mohammedi has been in with big punches. He was blitzed by Sergei Kovalev. And it looks as though he may be losing another round here, just not doing enough. Well, Shishkin, you gave in the opening round, not a lot between them. Second round looked a little bit clearer, Barry.
Yeah, I think so. Again, because he's dominating with the jabs. It was a battle of jabs for the first sort of minute and a half, and Shishkin was clearly winning that. And I just think caught with a short right hand, just as the referee said break. Just after the referee, just before the referee said break, I should say, sorry. And I think Shishkin, just keeping that straight up style, that very amateur style, is working well for him. The correct straight punches is what's winning him in the fight right now.
Barry Jones, former world super featherweight champion, giving that second round to Vladimir Shishkin. Mohammedi having to find something extra. You can see a little bit of bruising around that right eye of Vladimir Shishkin, but perhaps just about doing enough to win the opening 2 rounds.
Box!
Good job, Mohammedi.
It's better when he stays low, because those punches that fire up are hard to defend, especially for an upright fighter like
Obey my
Shishkin.
commands, okay? Keep your head up. Box!
Mohammedi did get through with a right hand, following up behind the lead left hand.
Then also had to take a jab of his own, didn't he? Yeah, that little fidgety style, that's what makes him awkward to fight, Mohammedi. Good jab again there on the Frenchman. And a little bit more success in this round. Shishkin's just not using that jab as
commands, okay?
not as frequent, not as powerful as he was in the first 2 rounds, and just allow Mohammedi to get a little bit closer to the target. Better.
Stop! Box!
Toujours dessus. Voilà. C'est en fait dessus, c'est là que t'es bon, Nadjib. C'est là que t'es bon.
Break! Step back.
Nadjib, il s'est pas reculé. Oui. Il remonte, Nadjib. Les deux mains. Allez, Nadjib. Continue le boulot d'avancer, c'est lui. Enchaînez, Nadjib. Voilà. Des séries.
Nice right hand there from Shishkin.
Watch your head.
Timed that well there. Just a bit of a lazy jab there from Mohammedi.
Mohammedi with a little complaint to the referee about the head of Shishkin.
Encore et on remonte. 30 secondes, Nadjib. 30 secondes. Reste sur ce rythme. 30 secondes. C'est bien. Il n'arrive pas à s'organiser comme ça. C'est bien. Il n'arrive pas à s'organiser.
Not a lot between them, but Shishkin, you sense, just with the
Just need to
more
work, isn't it?
power in his jab.
Yeah, I think it's just neat all around. But I think it's been a good effort from Mohammedi in this round. It's a good jab again.
C'est pas reculé.
Well in with the right hand there, Mohammedi.
Et le boulot.
Stop!
Another tight round. Good right again from Mohammedi.
Time!
Big fights coming up after this one. Cruiserweights first of all. Ruslan Fafer against Andrew Tabiti, and here's Tabiti getting his hands wrapped in his dressing room. Undefeated fighter and a heavy-handed fighter as well. Tight round that last one, Barry. How did he score it?
I couldn't split him. I think technically that Shishkin's work is cleaner. I think Mohammedi was a little bit busier, and even though it was scrappier work, I think he landed with enough to give him a share for me.
3 rounds gone. Shishkin ahead on Barry's card.
Box!
4th round of this WBA Continental Super Middleweight title. Shishkin ahead by a couple of points on our card at ringside.
Voilà, c'est ça. Voilà, tu l'harcèles comme ça. Voilà, c'est ça qu'il faut dire. Tu peux l'harceler comme ça, Nadjib.
Nice fast start from Mohammedi.
Voilà, toujours se protéger, le harceler comme ça. C'est ça que tu vas faire, Nadjib. Tu vas faire des erreurs, Nadjib.
Stop! No holding.
C'est lui qui va
Box!
faire les erreurs, c'est lui. Voilà, oui.
Again, I think short right hand there from Shishkin. I think got through.
Continue à le harceler. Va chercher la puissance, Nadjib.
Stop! No holding. Box!
Je le trahis dans le vide. Et tout le temps, tu l'harcèles. Continue ton boulot, Nadjib.
Apart from that right hand so far, it's been a good little round here so far for Mohammedi.
Yeah, he just seems to have upped his work rate a little.
Stop. No holding. Box!
Raccourci, Nadjib, va. Oui. N'hésite pas avec cette droite. Tu es en train de le prendre le rouge, là. C'est bien, ça, c'est net. Oui. C'est ça, Nadjib, harcèle-le. Continue avec le bras. Voilà. Continue, Nadjib. Derrière son bras, avance à ta droite. Il faut que tu puisses avancer sur lui. Voilà. À l'intérieur, avec travail à
No
l'extérieur,
holding.
Nadjib.
Shishkin, the man doing the holding on there.
Raccourci. Il ne doit pas mettre cette gauche, il ne doit pas la mettre. Voilà, c'est ça, Nadjib. Ça, Nadjib, continue. Il ne peut pas te faire mal. Passe ta droite dessus.
That's a good, nice, sneaky right hand there from Shishkin.
C'est l'activité, Nadjib, c'est ça.
Yeah, just the feeling he's... I know it's scrappy stuff, but just the feeling Mohammedi's outworking him maybe a little bit in this round.
Well, so far he has, yes.
Il ne va pas le laisser avancer. Dessus. Un rythme, voilà. Un rythme
good.
au-dessus. Tout le temps, un rythme au-dessus. Fais-le reculer.
Stop!
Just stop using the jab, hasn't he, Shishkin?
Bien, Nadjib. La droite sur sa gauche. La droite en crosse et tu rentres à l'intérieur. C'est ça. Oui. C'est ça, Nadjib.
He's caught Mohammedi with a couple of right hand, and he's looking really now to reduce a little bit of power on the jab and look just to try and fire that right hand over the top. And I think that's Mohammedi just to get a little bit of a momentum.
You may well be kissing goodbye to a round as a result of it.
À chaque fois, cette droite, Nadjib. Il ne peut pas être puissant que ce qu'il fait. Il a son max.
Stop!
Nadjib, il a son
My
max.
commands. No holding. Box!
30 secondes. Voilà. Allez. Il a plus dessus. Il a plus dessus.
Rise of voila from the French corner.
Oui.
Happy with the success that Mohammedi's having.
like you said earlier on, they're not, you know, they're not power shots, they're scuffing shots, but he's thrown enough to score, and for me, enough to win the round.
Yeah, fiddling him around and making Shishkin miss with most of his attempts at big shots. Round for Mohammedi, maybe. Well, Shishkin looking for those big right hands in this round once again. That was one which did get through, but there weren't too many.
No, but he's had a few of ththose short right hands. Just when Mohammedi's trying to attack, he's just been able to throw that short right hand. He takes a step in close, short right hand through the centre of the stance. And he's rocked Mohammedi a couple of times in this fight so far with that shot. But not enough to win the round, you're right.
The bruising around the right eye of Shishkin, visible damage. He's also got blood seeping from his nose. That fourth round, after a close third, seemed to be emphatically that one which went against him. Mohammedi very quickly up off his stool, wanting to get on and carry on where he left off in the fourth, and sensing maybe that he, at the moment, is the one bossing this. Close fight, though.
Yeah, it is, but that's the punch there, that left hand from Shishkin. You know, once he starts establishing a good rhythm with that shot, it stops Mohammedi from getting too close to the target. Stops the movement, that little jiggly movement that he has. Stops all that. And makes him have to jump into attacks, and then you can catch him with that right hand coming forward.
And he has that reach advantage, Shishkin, which served him well in the opening couple of rounds. Not so much so in the last two. A right hand inside from Mohammedi. He's a skittish, awkward sort of fighter, Mohammedi, always coming from unusual angles.
But he's never in the same place, so he starts low and then he doesn't stand right up. He sort of goes 3/4 up, and it's hard for you then to find where to hit the target clean. Especially when sometimes with the guy with the movement like that, you just got to just punch in the chest. But when a guy's so much shorter than you, like he is for Shishkin, that makes it more difficult again. Shishkin
not with a lot of professional experience, and well, I did venture to suggest before it started that, and there's a clash of heads, I did suggest before it started that there was a real danger that he might get himself old manned out of it here. And we look at the damage to the face of Mohammedi, and I think his nose has gone. Oh dear, dear, dear. Heads clashed. Is the damage as well on the face of Shishkin? Yep, there's blood coming from the hairline. Accidental headbutt, says Ingo Barabbas, the referee. But both of them showing damage as a result of that.
They've been butting heads since the first round, haven't they? They're both attacking.
Good left hand from Mohammedi.
Good right hand there, back door from Shishkin.
Oh, he just wobbled him a little bit. He goes tumbling down, no knockdown. But he was a little bit unsteady for a moment, Mohammedi, and he only just managed to slip inside that one.
Stop, obey my commands, no holding. Box.
Oh, good right hand again, a left hook there from Shishkin.
He's caught him with two more big right hands and another, and the bell doesn't come a moment too soon for Nadjib Mohammedi. He started to unravel with the big head clash and then almost got put away. Well, let's look again at how that clash of heads came. Ooh,
nasty. He took the brunt of that as well, hasn't he? Mohammedi. Again, that might very well be a broken nose, but ironically, they both got cuts, and it was Mohammedi who panicked, not Shishkin. Well, he needed another 25 seconds there, didn't he, Shishkin?
Bad damage on the nose of Nadjib Mohammedi. That came through the head clash. Towards the end of the round, he was caught by 2 or 3 big right hands, which almost put him away, but he survived. Nevertheless, so big round for Shishkin.
Seconds out. Time. Time in. Box.
Into the 6th round.
What was impressive there for Shishkin, that, you know, I'm not sure if he's been cut before, but he got a cut on the top of his head, and he didn't panic. You know, when you feel a cut, but it's that pulsing. You're not sure if it's a big welt or a big cut. You don't know what it is. He didn't panic. He just went about his work.
I got the impression though that Mohammedi very much got the worst of that head clash. You know, he's absolutely saw stars.
It's gone right to his nose. You know, could have broke his nose possibly. Good right hand.
Rocked again. Mohammedi puts his arms out as much as to say, I'm not hurt. Stop. Oh, hello. Headbutt.
Next time I give you a warning, okay? No headbutts. Box.
That's a sign of desperation. Oh, lovely that flip over there from Mohammedi.
Box.
#12 round of this. We're only in the 6th round, and we seem to have had plenty of drama already. Hard to believe that this is going to go the distance.
No holding.
Just looking to survive now. Mohammedi using all that experience, get close to the target.
Box.
Hold on, get ready to break, give him an extra few seconds rest, just to unsettle Shishkin.
Be the best name on Shishkin's record if he comes through as a winner here tonight.
In his 8th fight, it's a fantastic name. It's
you forget that, don't you? 8th fight in professional terms, he's a novice.
Yes. Though in this modern era of boxing, you know, if you haven't won a world title by 10 fights, you're rubbish.
What was it Lomachenko did it in? Three fights? And a lawyer tonight against Solani Tete, looking to do it in only his 5th fight.
It's unbelievable.
Stop. Box.
Done well here, Mohammedi, to survive the round. I mean, he's not hurt, he's not in trouble now, but I think at the beginning of the round he was feeling uncomfortable. And he's feeling his way, and he's held on, 2 headbutts here and there, holding on just enough to frustrate Shishkin and see the end. Looks like he's going to see the end of the round.
It didn't look as though he was going to see the end of the last round, did it? But he's managed to regroup. Fair play to him, that vast experience maybe serving him well. And he's going to see it through to the halfway stage of the fight. The bell about to go to end the 6th round.
Stop. No knockdown.
No knockdown, swinging himself off his own feet for another Shishkin round. Mohammedi dug in and came back, but this was Shishkin. Ooh.
It's a fantastic shot, and that's been the punch for him actually. I was praising his jab. It's been the right hands that have been rocking Mohammedi to the soles of his boots. And again, after that right hand, then he used all that experience, all those 46 fights he's had, just to hold, and that, there you go, that's an intentional thing. That's a bit of panic, and also he knows the referee's going to give him 8-10 seconds rest just to find his feet.
Shishkin firmly in control on Barry Jones's scorecard, 3 points ahead now at the halfway stage. And looking very cool and calm indeed.
Time. Going in Nadjib corner. Cut it. Okay.
Slow getting out the cornermen. Referee pointing out that it's a good idea to get the stool out of the ring.
Just a bit of tape, bit of binding on the glove. It's hanging off for Shishkin. But he's winning the fight here, Shishkin, but nothing comfortable about it, that's for sure.
Well, Mohammedi just showing signs that he's maybe ridden out a little bit of a storm and is regrouping.
Oh, lovely jab there from Mohammedi. And again.
Bien. Voilà, Nadjib, c'est ça.
Right over the top on the back of that one.
C'est bien.
Break! Step back.
Oui, voilà, à droite. Il faut derrière.
Again, another fast start here from Mohammedi. Look at the Shishkin, you know, big effort in the last couple of rounds, where he's just struggling for pace a little bit. Oh, good shot.
Right hand again and again has served him well.
Allez, Nadjib, c'est bien. Et on enchaîne des deux mains, Nadjib. On enchaîne des deux mains.
But he's being outscored by Mohammedi so far in this round, first half of the round or so.
Stop!
Well, if Mohammedi can keep this work rate up, this tempo up without taking a big right hand, then
He keeps this up, fight's not over, is it?
of course.
Break! Step back.
Tout de suite. Et le boulot en bas, Nadjib. En bas et en haut. Oui.
Good work.
Mais bien quand tu marches dessus.
But I'm saying the same thing all the time, but you can just clear the seat. Once Shishkin stops using that jab, look how close Mohammedi can get. Mohammedi with the head again there. Look how close he can get to the target. And then he's inside the range, the range there, that jab, and Shishkin has to throw something else.
Keep your head up. Box.
Well, Shishkin, after the last round where Mohammedi won clearly like this, the fourth round, I can only assume that his corner told him pretty much what you've been saying, Barry, because he came out and did precisely that in the fifth and had one of his most emphatic rounds so far.
He has in this round again, just been the massive effort. He has been crazy busy, but he's been the one forcing the pace, and Shishkin has been a little bit gun shy in this round. 24 seconds ago, he still find the finish.
Yeah, maybe just having to take a breather though. Certainly appears to have taken his foot off the gas a little.
Allez, on enchaîne, Nadjib, on enchaîne. On l'enchaîne derrière. On l'enchaîne, Nadjib. On l'enchaîne.
Solid right hand from Shishkin, looking for a follow-up. That's no knockdown.
Push. Don't push it. Stop.
Well, that for me is a Mohammedi round. 7 rounds gone. Do you agree that he took that one, Barry?
No, I did, yeah, on sheer effort, you know, and obviously scoring punches, but I think Shishkin, again, just, either couldn't use the jab or neglected the jab, and then Mohammedi was able to get close enough, for into his range so he could let his hands go and quite effective with it.
Becoming a really tough fight, and both men showing the badges of conflict. 7 rounds completed, and you've still got it to Shishkin, but by no means by an unsurmountable margin.
No, you can see Mohammedi coming back in. If Shishkin starts to struggle for pace, or gets a bit gun shy like he was in the last round, then it's a fight Mohammedi can get the better of, possibly.
Box.
Into the 8th round. On our card, Shishkin ahead, but not by a great deal, maybe by a couple of rounds or so.
Because he is an upright fighter here, Shishkin. Oh, nice there from Shishkin. Because he is such an upright fighter, he has to do things by the letter. It's like alphabet boxing. Jab, right hand, left hook. It has to be all clear, basic techniques, which are the most effective. And I think he's showing when he does that, he looks the better fighter of the two.
Plenty of fighters who've done that over the years, particularly Russian, former Soviet, East European fighters. They've prospered through precisely that style of boxing. I guess Vladimir Klitschko, one of the most significant of all.
But even American fighters like Mark Breland, even Donald Curry to an extent, he wasn't basic, but hands high, straight jab, nothing too flash. But Mark Breland was lovely right hands, good shot.
Felt that one. Definitely made him blink there, Mohammedi.
Watch your head.
Head's coming in close again. It's a good right hand from Mohammedi.
Oui, Nadjib.
Right! Step back.
Yeah, I think he's feeling the pace a little bit here. I think he's had a decent round here, Shishkin, but just feeling the pace. You see him with that right hand there, not as accurate, falling over his front foot.
Enchaîne, enchaîne, enchaîne. Oui,
A real proper test for him tonight.
la vitesse.
Oh, very much so.
Mohammedi's clever here, you know, he's trying to make it a physical affair as well.
Stop! Stop! No, no. Box!
Good from Shishkin, and a little step back as well.
Stop! No punches in the... Okay? Box!
Just found his shape a little bit better, hasn't he, in this round again, Shishkin?
Big effort from Mohammedi in the last round, maybe just struggling to maintain the intensity.
He's doing all he can with Mohammedi, making it more of a physical battle, trying to tire the more inexperienced fighter out, so he loses his shape and his technique, and his power reduces a little bit. But I think for me, he's done enough in this round, Shishkin.
Slip. Okay.
No knockdown once again. It was a scrappy round, that eighth. Shishkin may be doing enough. That's a good right hand.
I think so, John, because again, you see that right hand, and any sort of decent punch you remember came from Shishkin. So I think that was a round for him. He kept his shape well behind the jab.
More than once, Mohammedi went to the canvas.
A little bit over the front foot there. The feet got tangled there, but most of the time he's looking just for the rest.
Nadjib Mohammedi on Barry Jones's card, I think 3 points adrift after 8 rounds, so he's got to really be strong down the stretch. Vladimir Shishkin looking as though it's his to lose.
Box!
It's assuming the judges score it the same as we do, and you never know.
It's good again, good, nice fast start again from the round here from Mohammedi. If he can maintain this tempo, he causes Shishkin nightmares.
Hardest fight of Shishkin's career so far by a distance.
So it should be as well, you know. It looked ambitious on paper, let's be honest. I know Mohammedi's on the tail end of his career, but just his style alone makes him hard to beat.
Yeah, he's not one of those who people really go looking for, is he?
No. Unless you're a 7-0 Russian who wants to make a name for himself. That's the thing. These kids now are so eager to get to the top as quick as they possibly can that they're willing to take the risk, which is fine. Which you know, that's good for you. Good. But you've got to be careful. There's not a step too far too soon, because that can ruin you. This one, whichever way this goes, this is a good experience. What a right hand that was.
Oh, it's good. He's in trouble here. Mohammedi staggered back. Oh, he's hit with one while he was down on the floor. Now, what's the referee going to do about that? He's giving a knockdown. Well, it looked to me as though it was a slip, but it's been given as a legitimate knockdown.
I didn't think it wasn't a knockdown, and he hit him on the floor because
1 point deducted.
Ooh.
1 point deducted. 1 point deducted. After the bell. After the knockdown.
He's given him the point deducted after the knockdown, and a knockdown which, well, I'm not convinced it was a legitimate knockdown, but we'll look again.
He was hurt. He got hit with a shot before that. The reason Shishkin hit him is because Mohammedi was dragging onto his leg. That's why, I think. Shot.
Caught him again. The referee's done him a favour there. I don't think he's got a lot left, Mohammedi. Shishkin senses it and is looking for the payoff punch.
Needs to keep that distance now, Shishkin. Push him back with the jab. Needs to keep that distance just to get the the full power of that right hand on target.
Mohammedi's looked ready to go more than once in this round.
Good right hand there from Mohammedi. He really knows how to survive around, doesn't he?
He's got some guts as well, hasn't he?
Stop! No holding. No holding.
He's going to see it through. Didn't look as though he would, but there's been the knockdown and the point deduction, and Mohammedi still in there pitching and taking a big right hand right on the mouth.
That's a lovely right hand, really staggers him there. He's in trouble. He is in trouble. He's looking for a way down, but it's not a knockdown. And it's just a silly mistake there for Shishkin. Just a silly mistake. Just shouldn't let him go. I understood the frustration, of course.
So with the point deduction there, does that make it a level round, or do you still give it to...
No, I think you're supposed to score the round with who you think win and then take the points after. So for me, it's still a Shishkin round.
Maybe a 10-8 with a point back.
Max!
So just the 1 point between them on that round, when there would normally be, when there would have been 2, assuming that referee's decision was legitimate, that it was the knockdown. Very rarely that judges go against a referee. Judges aren't mandated. They don't have to automatically be a 10-8 round just because... Oh my goodness, big right hand. Now that might be it. What a great shot from Shishkin. Tremendous punch. Mohammedi's up, but he's still on very, very unsteady legs. Referee having a close look at him. He says carry on, and Shishkin wants to finish it. He stumbles down. There's no punch landed, but he's giving a knockdown. He's giving a knockdown. Mohammedi looked as though he almost threw himself on the canvas. So he's been down twice. Is he going to go down for a third time? If he does, it's going to be all over. Big left hook this time. One more might do it. The right hand, he holds on grimly, trying to buy seconds of survival, but still almost 2 seconds to go.
His legs are all over the place. He gets hit with one clean shot, and that's fight over. The referee's done him some favours in this round. Unintentionally, I'm sure, but he's done some favours.
Shishkin just needs to keep space to land the big shots, looking for that big right hand. He was short of the target.
What a right hand it was to start all this off. Thunderous shot. He just has that great survival instinct, doesn't he?
There's another one. Mohammedi holding on to stay upright.
Step back.
How is he staying in there? There it is. That'll be it. It's all over. The referee waves it over. Another tremendous concussive right hand from Vladimir Shishkin, who gets the spectacular win that he and the crowd craved, and he gets the biggest win of his career.
And what a win. For his 8th fight, that's just a fantastic win at it. That catapults him up the rankings in probably every organisation. Really was. And he was in a fight, and a great learning fight for him. A real fight against an awkward fighter. For the most part, he kept his shape. Those big right hands he kept landing with throughout the fight. Just wore away, chipped away at the resistance there, Mohammedi. And that right hand there to finish. It's a beautiful shot.
Barry,
really
we talked about the super middleweight division and suggesting that really there needs to be more young talent coming through. Maybe this is a guy who's going to do precisely that.
I think there is more talent coming through. I think we're in a transitional period now. We've got a few young champions now, new champions as well at the weight. Young kids like this coming through, and I think it's a fantastic opportunity for them all, because nobody is king yet in the super middleweight division.
And no doubt about it, spectacular win, yeah, and the result you'd have expected. The manner in which he did it against a very, very game opponent. He's a difficult man, Mohammedi, and he's done a very good job.
Well, not just a game, awkward, horrible, nightmare opponent who you avoid for the most part of your career, because you can't look good beating him unless you get a great knockout like that. So he's a guy who knows how to survive naturally, got a wealth of experience. He'll hold you, but whether it's around the neck, around the ankles, anything to survive. And he showed that tonight. With those big right hands, you can't keep taking heavy shots, round after round after round. And then that last right hand, the resistance was already gone. He was wobbly on his feet already. That right hand finished him off. Fantastic shot. And what a win here for Shishkin.
I'm happy to say that while we're looking at Shishkin here, Nadjib Mohammedi is up off the canvas. He's sitting on a stool and getting some medical attention, and hopefully he's going to recover with no more than a few bruises and a sense of disappointment. He's had a long career and he's had some big moments as a professional boxer, but tonight he suffered a pretty conclusive defeat. So we can get confirmation of the result now. Let's go again to our MC.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes at 1 minute and 49 seconds into the round number 10. Your winner by KO, and still the WBA Continental Super Middleweight Champion, Vladimir Shishkin.